you college roundup. Who are the 4 possible #1 seeds and the top 10 teams to stay away from?
I got to thinking about this weekend when I was thinking about topics to bring up. We're, less than a month away from the NCAA tournament.
Right.
I love the NCAA tournament. That's one of the fun things, all the picks and all that good jazz. So we're starting to see the cream of the crop separate themselves.
Right.
And then you got your bubble teams, and then you got your teams that think they can get in, but they're not going to. So I just wanted to kind of focus on the top teams that I've seen this season play. Obviously, Duke is one of them.
And no HBCUs.
Maybe just not in this topic.
It's just going to be one that gets in.
You need to stop that.
No, really. They always have one HBCU that gets in, and he always gets it's the sacrificial lamb.
And for those that don't know what that acronym means, can you explain on what HBCU means?
Historical Black University.
Historically
Historical.
Black college and university.
If y'all just keep riding over this, nobody knows nothing. Just keep on moving.
Oh my goodness, learn your history, sir.
See, so you're saying our audience isn't educated enough to pick up on
No, the audience just keeps on moving, and we don't stop down on
That's what
stuff
you're
like
saying?
that. No, you just don't stop down on every single thing.
Okay, I think they'll pick up on some of this. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now. Especially my wife, good Lord.
No, yeah, she's gonna be.
That's for sure. So anyway, we're gonna start with this. I think there are about 5 teams that are battling for top seeds. Duke's a no-brainer. Gonzaga, nobody really talks about them as much as they should. Gonzaga's 25-2.
Yeah.
And every year they're in the mix. I think this year, very similar to a couple years ago, they have a legit shot.
They'll be number 1 seed in the West. Yeah.
But see, this is the thing. They're not dominant. They're just good, which means they can run into the wrong team and immediately get upset.
Well, realize that they're on a 16-game winning streak too.
They are.
They're the longest winning streak of all these other top seeds.
They always do this. They get hot. They get hot every year, especially when it's getting closer to tournament time. They get real hot. They start playing well, execute. They have a terrific head coach, and they're going to be a team to reckon with. I don't like Virginia. Virginia's always in the top 5 or 10 teams. They always play good defense, but they have the same issue they've had the last 3 or 4 years. They struggle to score points, and when they run into a team that can score, their season will end.
Well, Virginia is going to fight with Kentucky for a top seed. Kentucky is number 2 in the South. So Virginia and Kentucky are going to have some problems.
I think the win Kentucky just had over Tennessee may vault them above Virginia.
Yeah, because Tennessee got the number 1 seed in the West.
Yeah, and Tennessee, up until they ran into Kentucky, was playing terrific basketball.
They were.
They really were. A team that they probably won't get a number 1 seed because of their name, but probably should get noticed, is Kelvin Sampson's Houston Cougars. 25-1.
But who would they get the number 1 seed over? Because they're at 9 right now.
And see, that's the question.
They're way down there
That's
as
the
far as
question.
the seeding.
Well, I look at it this way. There's favoritism to the ACC. So Duke, Virginia, they're going to always get the first look. And then obviously Kentucky's a name, so they're going to get a look. Tennessee, it's Tennessee. When I think Tennessee, I just don't think basketball.
But you don't. Yeah, I'm saying you don't look at Tennessee as a number 1.
At least I don't think men's basketball.
Not in basketball. Now, women's basketball,
Right.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, women's basketball. Yeah, but not men's basketball. You're right.
No, I usually don't think of them like that. So, but the top 4 teams, in my opinion, that I've seen play, like Duke a lot. I think Duke's probably the best team. They have the most talent, in my opinion. I know I just mentioned Gonzaga, but I like Michigan a whole lot.
Over in Gonzaga?
Yes. So I'm Duke, Michigan, and I'm a big fan of Kelvin Sampson's Houston Cougars. I think they're going to make a lot of noise. That's my other team. And then I have my 4th team, I think is a sleeper that I don't think enough people are talking about right now, is LSU from the SEC. Like 21-4. They have a bunch of athletes, and they defend very, very well.
Okay, but now LSU is not even in the top 20.
They're 13th.
Okay, they are 13th. Okay,
There you go.
Well, I'm just looking.
You gotta watch them.
Just keep going. Just keep
You gotta
going.
watch them.
Just keep moving. Just keep moving.
I got to keep my eye on you just like Nante.
Just keep it moving.
So, those four
Mhm.
teams to me are teams people got to really pay attention to. They're not all of them aren't the norm that you see every year.
Except Duke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're, but I like Mike Krzyzewski. You can't.
Well, yeah, him and Zion is not is he making it.
He's a freak. I've never seen
Yeah.
anything like him, to be honest, in college basketball.
Mm.
He's
He
so
puts some
big and
stuff
so
up, yeah.
strong, and if he develops a jump shot, he's LeBron James all over again.
Mhm.
I mean, without the passing
Without the-
ability.
Where's
you can't
Kansas on the list?
Kansas is in the top 10 or
They're
12.
12,
They're 12.
Okay.
I don't like
Wait,
Kansas
wait,
this
stop,
year.
stop. How come you didn't stop him when he said top 10 and they had 12?
Because you're more noticeable than he is right now. You're the benchwarmer.
See,
You
well, you see how-
created the show.
you see how that
You
you
the
see.
founder of 4114 Sports, so of course you're a little bit more visible
They
right
don't
now
have
than
the
all
same
of us.
team they normally have. They're normally real deep. They're not deep this year. They don't have a go-to guy. They look like a team that'll be gone in the second round.
Mm.
Nah,
Okay.
I'm stuck on. I like Duke and Gonzaga. I like Kentucky over Virginia.
Yeah,
I like
Kentucky has.
taking
They
number
have
one
more
seed.
players that can put the ball in the bucket. Like I said, Virginia relies strictly on
Mhm.
defense.
Yeah, I like
That's their
Kentucky
whole.
over Virginia.
So are we gonna do picks?
Yes, we are going to do
Duke.
Well, we're
Duke,
not right
Duke.
now though.
March Madness fit.
March Madness picks.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And what they do? Selection Sunday is the 13th, isn't it?
I don't know the date of that just yet.
Yeah, I think the tournament starts on the 16th. So Selection Sunday would probably be the 15th to the
See,
14th.
I just don't know who my fourth is. I got my top three.
What's your
my,
top three?
My final four. I just don't have
Already?
the fourth. I mean, who I would pick would be, of
Okay.
course. I mean, you just kind
Oh
of.
no, he's talking. We're just talking about number one seeds.
Selection
You're talking about-
Sunday
you-
is on St.
But those
Patrick's
would be
Day,
my
sir.
which is the
picks.
14th,
No,
which is the what?
the
The
17th.
17th. Okay.
Yeah, those teams I chose won't be necessarily my final four. Those are just teams I
No.
like right now.
Because when was the last time the top four seeds made it to the final four? All four seeds.
It's a good question. It's been
Not
a
all
while.
four.
It's been a
Yeah,
while.
it's been a
But
while since
Duke
all
did.
four. And matter of fact, when Duke made, they wasn't even the number one seed. I think maybe it been the number two.
Hater.
No, I'm just saying that's
You
you know.
always hate on the teams I like.
No,
What's up with that?
No, I just hate
It's just
Chris.
a competition
lot
in
of
the
people,
house.
A lot of people
always.
hate Duke.
I
It's
just hate Christian Leitner.
That was a long time ago.
I know. I'm like,
Long
he's
time
been gone
ago.
for how long now?
Which
Forever.
which segues us
Which is
into
on the
all time
yes, all time.
Ah,
Top
nice segue.
final four teams. Good job, security.
I
like
yeah,
it.
yeah. Now when we talk
Gotta
about all
hand it to
time,
her.
when you talk all time, you gotta first of all, my question would be, what makes a great champion team, a Final Four champion?
Duke.
To me,
Duke is not even in the top 10. I'm sorry.
they should be.
I was gonna
They
say,
should be.
come on now.
That team with Christian Leitner and
Hater.
Bobby Hurley and those
He's
boys.
such a
That was
hater.
one of the best teams I've ever seen.
The last time all four number one seeds made to the Final Four was 11 years ago in 08.
Wow.
Wow.
It's been 11 years.
I know it's been a while.
So the seeding is just crazy, isn't it?
It is.
The seeding is wild how they do the seeding.
I don't think it really matter anymore.
It really
Whoever show up, it's a one and done.
well
Every game is an elimination game.
That's
Yeah.
what makes it exciting.
yeah, because it is elimination. Yeah, that's March Madness.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's where it brings the excitement that the NBA doesn't bring, because usually, I mean, who's beaten Golden State 4 out of 7 times?
Nobody.
Unless there's an injury.
That's
Yeah,
more true.
The only beauty of this year's NBA, and we're gonna go back. The only beauty of this year's NBA is we know Golden State. We don't know anything on the East.
We do. We'll save that.
There's
We-
up and downs on the East.
We do.
Okay.
I did some research. I decided to look up the who, other sites thought were the top 10 college Final Four teams of all time. Now, I can't really talk about some of these teams because they were long before I was alive. So, but I'm going to replace some of them after I say this.
All right.
Number 10 was the 1957 North Carolina Tar Heels.
What?
Yeah.
Number 9 was the 1956 San Francisco Dons.
Oh my
What
You
God.
in
know
the
what? And I've s-
world?
And what's so crazy is every list I pulled up has the San Francisco Dons on that list.
The
could-
San Francisco
There's a reason for that.
Dons.
Well, here's what they say. Incredible USF it rode through years bracket with the ease, despite the fact of Coach Phil, whatever, second best player, KC Jones, Remember the coach Casey Jones, and he had Bill Russell on that same team.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
the Dons were the first team in NCAA tournament era to finish its season undefeated.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that was
History.
1956. Good
So
job.
wait, no,
Good job.
wait. Why all of a sudden now we downplay that era?
Because the athletes are better now. And
Well,
it's not even debatable.
Well, but you grow into your era.
Yeah, that's fine.
You gotta grow into the era. You can't say okay because that era the athletes were
black
better.
and white TV.
You grow. I know the shorts.
You know,
They probably
the
that
booty
was probably
Them
shorts
short
when grown
shorts
men
and them tube
wearing the
socks.
booty
wait. That was
shorts.
probably a hard time because it was crushing some stuff. So you can't jump that much.
Oh my gosh. I don't even think they had a 3-point line.
No, they did have a 3-point
Oh,
line.
my
That was
gosh.
before the
The
3-point line.
tube socks.
Oh, were they allowed to dunk back then?
No, they were not. They didn't start dunking until late 50s.
Well, 56 is the late 50s.
Yeah, but I don't think they were dunking then.
Okay. Number 8 was the 2012 Kentucky Wildcats.
Kentucky.
Number 7 was the 1974 North Carolina State Wolfpack.
Mm.
Number 6 was Jordan's 1982 North Carolina Tar Heels. Number 5,
Go,
your
Duke.
92 Duke Blue Devils.
go back to the Tar Heels.
Duke.
That team was loaded.
They had
Big
Jordan.
Game James.
They had Worthy.
Was
They had
Perkins
Sam
on that
Perkins.
team?
Yeah, they had Sam Perkins. They had that team was loaded. And Jordan was the man at one team. No.
he wasn't the
Sam
man.
Perkins was.
He
Sam
wasn't
Perkins.
the man.
But he hit that.
was
He
James Worthy and them
No,
boys.
Sam Perkins was a big one, but he hit those last shots though. That's when Jordan came into his own.
Mm.
Number 4 was the 73 UCLA Bruins.
UCLA.
Number 3 was Tony Delk's 1996 Kentucky
Tony
Wildcats.
Delk.
That's a name right there, isn't it?
That's
Tony
a point
Delk, yeah,
guard.
Yeah.
Number 2, the 76 Indiana Hoosiers. And number 1 was the 1968 UCLA Bruins.
With
What about
Lawson.
UTEP?
With Lawson. Well, on this list right here, I've got UTEP as number. UTEP is number 7.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they were in there somewhere.
Well, yeah,
On somebody's
the
list.
Glory Road.
Glory
Yeah,
Road,
Glory
yeah, I
Road.
got you. I got
Uh-huh.
you.
yeah, and that's why I asked the question
See,
of.
I don't think I know none of these sports.
That's
I
why I
never
asked the
said
question
that.
of what makes a finals
I'm just not a pretty
team a
face.
good finals team. I mean, we can go back to who is that? I forget who was the team that beat
You know,
Five Slammer
I
Jammer.
was just about to say that when you have a Clyde Drexler and Akeem Olajuwon
Yes.
on the same
And
team,
I think Ralph Sampson
and
was on that team
and
too.
they're not
And-
included in this. That's a
Well, no.
mistake.
Well, but here's the deal: they didn't win.
Okay.
They didn't, and the team that beat them should have been on this list. I'm like, you talking about some serious upsets. That's what when you're talking champions, you're talking about where are the serious upsets. To me, that was a huge upset. Even the UTEP was a huge upset over Kentucky
It was.
that had Pat Riley on the Kentucky team.
Yeah, but we had the athletes.
Yeah,
That's when the athletes were
athletes.
showing them boys. Okay, you guys are. That's
Y'all can do
nice.
this,
that
but yeah,
you're
that's all right.
fundamentally
Yeah,
sound, but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a dunk on top of your head.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's fun. You guys are fun. Okay, now let's stop playing.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, but now let's stop playing. That's how I look at it. Is I'm talking about some upsets, and that's what I look at as far as champions. When you upset, when last year we had who was that team? We didn't know who was the Methodist team.
Oh my goodness.
They're,
When they came in, we were like, where did they come from? It
Mhm.
started with a C.
What
that
happens?
CMBAAA.
Yeah, it was like all kind of initials. It was like,
Yeah.
what in the
What
world?
happens with those schools? Those are all senior laden schools,
Right.
And they always can shoot the 3-ball, and that's the ultimate, X factor in the tournament. Can you shoot from deep? And those schools always shoot the ball well. I guarantee we will see, I don't know, 2 or 3 of them in this tournament. More than likely, it'll be like a 11 seed or a 12 seed because that's
Right.
usually the case. That's where the
Mhm.
upsets take place.
and that's where your brackets get thrown out of whack.
Exactly.
That's when
Exactly.
that's when every time
Ooh.
that's when we do our brackets on that Wednesday or something like that. That Tuesday we're gonna throw all the brackets in the bucket.
Oh yeah.
All them going in the trash because it happens
yeah.
like
It's
that
like,
all the time.
Right. Now, there are a couple teams I can't believe is not in the top Final Four teams of all time. How can you not have UNLV
I know.
Yeah.
with Larry Johnson
And Stacey
and
Ogman.
Greg Anthony and all of those boys?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How do you
The
not
Shark.
have them? Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Tarkanian.
Chalktanian. Yeah. How do you not
That's
have that?
crazy.
Because there's another. There again, you have another team that came up out of range. You didn't came up from nowhere, but this team was dominant the whole season long. The whole season long, it was dominant. You know, and Grandmama.
That team was the reason I started watching college
They were
basketball.
so fun.
They were
Mhm.
fun to watch,
They
man.
were
It's-
so fun. And then another team, the Patrick Ewing led
Yes,
Georgetown Hoyas.
Yeah, how they're not in the team, but I think the reason why they're not there is because they should have been there long before they actually got. They should have won long before they actually won. That their team, John Thompson had that team stacked for a second or two, and they always lost.
Yeah, one year
In the
they
wrong-
lost to Olden Polynice.
Right, they always lost to the. They always lose
Oh,
the wrong
big O.
time. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
you
Yeah.
lose to the wrong
I said,
at the wrong time. Like
Patrick
what the heck?
Ewing, how can you be a Hall of Famer? You allowed
Exactly.
Olden Polynice.
And then he comes, and then in the bad part about it is he comes to the NBA and they get no rings.
Mhm.
Patrick,
Yes, he has no rings.
Unfortunately, he had to deal with Michael Jordan. He had
Of
a good
course.
career
Right,
outside of
right.
Patrick Ewing. But to me, the greatest team not to win a title that was in the is the Fab Five.
Yes,
I'm still trying to figure out how
Chris
that
Webber.
team didn't
That's
win
that timeout.
multiple championships. They had three guys that played in the league a long time:
Mhm.
Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, and Jalen Rose.
And they could have.
And-
They
and-
should have. Yeah,
I-
that's that timeout though.
Don't
That-
know
that-
how they didn't get it done.
That timeout. And you know, you look at Chris. Does he ever think, you know what? Wow, that one moment in time
Has followed him his whole career.
has followed his whole
It
career.
even followed him into the movies. Yeah, I don't
You're
know if you've seen
right.
Uncle Drew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a
we-
scene in Uncle Drew where he looks at Weber and he tells him, "Now we don't have any more timeouts." That's right, no timeouts.
No timeouts. Yeah, yeah.
so
So,
they threw that in there. So yeah, Chris Webber, he that's followed him his whole career. And now he's struggling to get into the NBA or the basketball Hall
Basketball Hall
of
of
Fame. That's
Fame,
what
yeah.
they call it.
Yeah.
well, the way you
Which I
get
don't get that at all.
the way you get there now is you have to be an announcer. you gotta get your announcing shoes wet. And then once you get your announcing shoes wet, then you can get into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
He's
You
been
got to be
doing it
good
for a
too.
while.
Not Michael Jordan.
But George, come on now.
I'm paying attention to what you're saying.
No.
I mean, I'm like,
if you're
Jordan
on,
has
if,
to be an
if
announcer.
you're tinkering on the border
Okay.
of in and out,
Okay.
become a broadcaster,
Okay.
and you're in.
So you're saying Jalen Rose will get in?
No, I don't think he's tinkering anywhere.
Jalen Rose had a good career.
He,
Yeah.
He just didn't have a Hall of Fame career. He
well,
had a
yeah,
solid
and,
career.
you know that it happens. Is since we're saying it, is Dirk in?
Yes.
Most
that's
definitely.
a no
One of
brainer.
the 20
Right.
greatest players of all time.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Come on now.
Dirk's in.
This dude is number 6 all time in NBA scoring.
All
Right.
time.
So that's hands down,
Just think about that. Number 6.
no question.
That's a no brainer.
And everybody else is black above him.
Who?
Everybody else. Who else is? Do we know?
Can you stop that, please?
Okay.
See, that's him.
He need to quit.
I
He's
said, do we
talking
know-
about
do we know-
probably
He trying to say white men
Michael
can't
Jordan,
jump.
Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, Karl Malone,
Uh,
and I'm missing one more.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem
I'll-
Abdul-Jabbar.
I'll-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the,
The
sky
greatest
hook.
one of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah. So I was right. I wasn't.
So we're gonna
Yeah,
let
we-
you
You
say
the
We're
main
not-
one
we're-
talking about don't be playing the race card.
We're not going to go there.
Come on
Dirk
now.
is a phenomenal
He
basketball
is.
Can you
player.
believe he's
He
in that
is.
company?
Yeah.
And
Really?
Yeah.
that's some good company to be in.
That's an automatic
That's awesome.
first ballot Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's not even debatable right there.
Man.
Not even debatable. But, as far
He
as
might as well be one of us. His wife is one of us. So
his wife's
Yeah,
gorgeous, too.
you see her stand up.
I mean,
you
hey.
see her stand up when he did that three.
Dirk,
Woo-wee.
Dirk,
And the All-Star
Isn't
game.
she a model?
Yeah, there you go, right there.
he talked
She
about
stood up for her, man.
So did.
Yeah,
about a
buddy.
guy that outkicked his coverage. My gosh.
I know. And I still go back to at the beginning of the draft, you got Dirk or Paul Pierce
I'm still going with Nowitzki.
all day long.
All
I've
day
seen we all seen how Paul Pierce play. He's a pretty good player, but
No, he's a Hall of
Nowitzki,
Famer, too.
He's Hall of Fame too. Yeah.
I
But
think
Dirk's one of the 20th greatest players I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
top
I
ten.
think Nowitzki meant more to the Dallas Mavericks than Paul Pierce did
Oh,
to the
absolutely.
Most
Boston
definitely.
Celtics. hands
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
down.
Oh
So,
man, beyond a shadow of doubt.
yeah.
All right, so